Well, here we go. This is a DJI Mini3 Pro flight with new firmware. Back in the fog again. But we'll be taking off here pretty quick. So let's see. Here we go. We're up and away. Try to get our bearing here. We're flying Thelma, the DJI Mini3 Pro today. It is, I don't know, it's probably about 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's in the low 80s temperature-wise. The wind at ground level is around 10 miles an hour, and the wind at altitude was 15 to 20, sometimes a little bit more. Good enough to fly the Mini3 Pro in. So there was a new firmware update out today or yesterday, whenever it came out. And I have updated to it, and I think it, oh man, I want to say it ends in 0.300 for the drone firmware, and I think the controller is still 1.6.9 on my controller. So we're up and away. We're going to see if there's any glitches, and I don't know that there was, but there was a return to home. I lost signal a couple times, and you'll see that coming up. I don't get the distance that most people get on theirs, even though I'm flying in what you consider a fairly rural area here. And I've got good height above the area I'm flying. I don't get the distances those guys are getting, 15, 20, 25,000 feet and more. There's no possible way. So, and that is with the FCC mode and everything else. So I do have the extended flight battery on there today, but I don't think I'll need it because she'll lose signal far before that point where she would actually need to come back. So as usual, she's flying pretty good. Thelma Lou likes the wind. She flies pretty good in the wind. She gets a little gimbal tilt, but not as bad as her sister Peggy Sue, the Mini 2. You hear me talk about it all the time. It's just a fact with DJI products, especially the Mini series stuff, the stuff under 250 grams. Wind seems to affect the gimbal on it quite a bit. So anyway, there's the first stop there. I want to stop and take a look and switch modes. And we're going to go forward a little ways more. Like I said, she loses signal here twice coming up. I regain it and try flying again, and she loses it again. And it's a lot more clear on the RC recording, which I have also, but as everybody knows, the picture quality on those things suck compared to the 4K quality that you get off the main camera. So that's what you're seeing today. And I know a lot of people do that picture-in-a-picture stuff, but I just lose the beauty of the video with it because they got half the picture 4K that you can see real well, and the other half, you're trying to look at all the telemetry and everything else. So it's just annoying to me, so I don't do that much. If I think it warrants it, I'll just post the screen recording also. So here we are flying down this road here, or to the right of this road. Looking at these woods here, lots and lots of good woods to do things like bow hunt in and things like that. So I usually fly down this way. This is a regular route up to this old soccer field that nobody uses anymore, and it never fails. I get right around that soccer field, at maximum altitude, doesn't matter. I'm going to lose signal with the Mini 3. Does not matter what you do. So, like I said, I don't get the kind of range that many other people are getting. And I really blame it more, not on the controller, I blame it more on the poor antenna position in the drone. I think the way they've got the antennas running through the drone sucks. Not good at all. But that said, you wonder how people can get 25, 30,000 feet, whatever. You know, it just doesn't seem possible to me. I don't know. Of course, like I said, I'm flying over vegetation. You know, I'm not flying over the ocean where the ground drops off. You know, I know there's a guy puts videos out on YouTube that flies the same spot at the front of this lake all the time, and you can tell the lake just drops off and it's just a downhill shot on his flight as far as he goes, and that's why he's getting 25,000 feet. I mean, for the first half of it, 3/4 of it's over a lake, so there's going to be no interference from trees or anything, nothing you got to deal with. So, and then by the time it comes to fields and trees, it's so low on the horizon that really isn't affecting his signal that much. Okay, see, she just lost signal there, and she went into return to home. So that's less than half the distance those guys are getting. So we're going to sit here a minute because I've got control of the gimbal here. Now we're starting back up. The screen, actually on the screen recording, I'm still sitting there on the screen recording. I can't see anything. Now I've got control of the gimbal, and the gimbal acting really funny there. It went up and down by itself one time, so we'll know about that. Other than that, the horizon looks pretty good. I will take control again. There, I've got control now because you can't do that without taking control of it. So I'm going to fly myself, and I think she'll lose control here again. Yeah, I'm saying, let's go back this way again. So pushing my luck again, trying to get a little more range out of her. And she will go into RTH. Once she starts getting down to 2 bars in the orange, you just almost all the time I know that, it's going to drop. And as soon as it hits red, boom, she drops signal and you're done. So it'll do that again here pretty quick. But another thing is it seems to have reset all my gimbal settings, camera settings, as far as control, much more sensitive and everything. I've got to go in there, as you can see, me just barely touching the gimbal wheel, and she pops up and down just like a yo-yo. So I need to get some time and go in there and redo that setting. Try to get it back to a normal setting. Now I'm starting to, on the screen recording, I'm talking about, well, I'm flying over this railroad track here. And I remember as soon as I said that, she wants to go into RTH here. So it won't be long now. Anyway, the wind, she handled the wind real good. Mini3 Pro does handle wind better than the Mini 2 does. But definitely not as big or as good as, one of the full-size drones like an Air 2S or a Mavic 3 or even my old Phantom 3s. Handle the wind pretty well. They're heavy son of a guns too, so. But we're going to be going this way just a little further, I think, and then she's going to snatch back into return to home. I was hoping to catch a train on the track, but didn't happen. I remember that pivot right there. There she goes. She's lost signal. And boom. She's in RTH now. So now I got control, but again, I believe, nope, she's in return to home. I had control of it for a second, I believe, and I think she went back into RTH. So I will take back control and fly her home in a minute. She was acting a little bit squirrely out there, so on my flight back, when I get up far enough up here, boy, I hate that gimbal, what it does, that thing. I knew I went ahead and upgraded the firmware right before I left, and just didn't take the time to go ahead and reset the settings. And as far as the camera settings go, control flight settings and everything else, that it resets. And I should have done that, and it's my fault. So you can see the camera is reacting way too quick. Way too quick. See, just a touch like that, I just wanted to bring her up a little teeny bit. And now I got to come back down because she just way too fast. So anyway, she started back home here. And she's got the wind kind of with her now. So the wind is blowing from her back left to her forward right. And it's helping get back a little bit quicker. And pretty soon up here, I will flip it into sport mode, and we'll get her back home pretty quick. I had a buddy of mine come up to me while I was doing the filming here pretty soon. He works at the park. Boy, I hate that. See how that's popping up like that? I'm testing that on purpose, guys. I'm just seeing how long it takes for it to roll to a stop. Whoops. Hold on a second here. Sorry about that. There was a phone call from my brother. It's his birthday, 78 today. He's got several years on me, but when you get in your 70s, you got to enjoy all of them. He was up on top of a mountain up in Colorado, about 12,000 feet. He hikes all the time, 78. It's like a dang mountain goat. So he called me back because I called him to wish him a happy birthday. So, whoop, there's that crazy gimbal again acting up and down. I'm going to take care of that today, I promise you, my friends. So I'm in sport mode now. As you can see, I am booking back. Like I was getting ready to say when my brother called, I had a friend of mine that works at the park up here where I fly come walking up to me and start talking to me and wanting to see what I'm doing and everything else. So that's another reason why I don't have the screen recording up. Because I'm yapping at him and he's yapping at me, and there's other people, and bunch of trucks came in behind me, brush hogs and everything else. So was not the wise thing to do is put up that screen recording. But I'm booking in now, hot and heavy, headed back south. The Mini 3 is flying like a charm now that I got signal back. She does great until she gets out to, where she starts to be in that iffy range. Then sometimes she acts really squirrely. But we'll get her back in there. I forgot my landing mat again. I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. But so my wife had some shopping bags, and I ended up having to take off of my my carrying case. But I'm going to bring her back in here, and I think I'm going to put her down on a picnic table, and naturally she falls into one of the cracks on the picnic table. So, the way my luck goes, as you can see, this wheel is just crazy. Look at that, how fast that is. I will have that under control in the next video, that's for sure. So it was a good video all in all, good flight. The firmware seemed like it acted normal, didn't do anything for range or anything else. Everything is pretty much exactly the same, but it did update it so you can put the RC Pro controller. You can pair that now with the Mini 3 Pro if you don't like the RC controller. And there's somebody with some dogs or something, yeah. if you are so inclined and you have the RC Pro controller, I'd give her a shot with the Mini3 Pro and see how she flies, signal strength and range and everything. I'd love to have it, but it's like $1,200 for that controller alone. So, and I don't know if I would get any more signal strength or range out of it. May not get anything at all, although having 1,000 nits in brightness, there we are, would be nice. But is 1,000 nits in brightness worth $1,200? No, probably not. So we'll have to see about that. Ah, picnic table. I see her right over that. If I can get over that with the obstacle control on. Gotta get down below that so I can get close to that table. We'll scoot over there now. Let's see. Fool with the gimbal some more, naturally. Get her about where I want her. Let's get over this table and land in one of them cracks. Everybody stay safe out there. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Thanks for any comments that you give also. And sorry about the interruption on the phone call, but sometimes stuff like that happens. So here we are, just about ready to land. Boom. There we are. Stay safe, everybody.